Welcome in, guys, and we started off the NFL Week 1. I am back. Now, this year, I hadn't done it in previous years, but this year, I thought I would recap my Detroit Lions every game of their season. I am still going to do the NFL recaps of the rest of the teams after the Monday night game, but I just wanted to go in depth about my team, the Detroit Lions, and progressive season through these now these 18 weeks of the season. So we start off the NFL. We start off the NFL 2023 season. The Detroit my Detroit Lions and the reigning defending Super Bowl champions, the Chiefs. At Arrowhead, and again, you look at this on paper. Now, a lot of people, including myself, are, you've got the Chiefs at home. They've just come off the 2022 season where they've just won their third Super Bowl in the franchise history and their second Super Bowl in the last 4 years. A lot of people were like, okay, this is definitely going to be a Chiefs win. Lions are going to roll over. They might give them a game, but ultimately, it was people are going to say the Chiefs are going to win it. And I even said in my picks video yesterday that I said that I picked the Chiefs minus the 4 to go over to get their first win and get the whole thing right. And I said if we actually get anything from this game, if we just give them a game, the Chiefs a game, I think that that will set us up for the rest of the year. And the big news that happened, I know that this was happened a couple of days ago, but a couple of days ago in training camp before this game, Travis Kelce got injured. Now that's a really big loss for the Chiefs, especially when it's their opening game of the year at home. They're going against a Lions team that is again, the Lions team. They're going against a Lions team that again is a young team. We're a young team, but again, we surprised a lot of teams last year. After that home, we started at 1-6, and we surprised a lot of teams. So that was a big loss. And then we hear beginning of the week that Chris Brown, if he doesn't get this new deal, he wants a big contract. He wants to kind of the Aaron Donaldson money. And again, he's a Hall of Famer. He's had 2 Super Bowls. He deserves it. He deserves to get paid and get that salary for his family. And those rumors of him going to the Browns, the skid marks could get him. But again, it looks like he could be staying with the Chiefs till the trade deadline in October, so he could be staying for another month and then he could be gone. But the thing is, Chris Jones also was injured and Travis Kelce was injured. So again, big losses for not just offensive side of the ball, but on the defense side of the ball. And then you look at those Lions. Now the Lions, we had a couple of people making their debuts in the team. We had Brian Branch, Jack Campbell, Jamar Gibbs. So we had a couple of our draft guys out there. Dave Montgomery also, he wasn't a draft pick, but he came from the Bears, and I like, he's a solid wide receiver that you could have for a year, and he's gonna help these young guys like your Jamar Gibbs, and really help this young team. So we start with Jared Goff. Jared Goff started the match off. Jared Goff, and it was a really slow start. But what I liked first is that one of the plays Dan Campbell did in the first quarter was he went for a fake. He was gonna go for he was faking a punt, and then he went at the Chiefs because he knew that the one weakness that they had in that defensive side of the ball was Chris Jones. And then we got the early lead. Amos St. Brown. What I loved about this game was last night is that I loved the link up with Amos St. Brown and Jared Goff. You had Amos St. Brown get himself on the score sheet early, getting his first touchdown of the year, going 7-0 in the first, with a 3rd and 6, which I thought was a good addition. Then we go to Rashid Rice, who made his debut for the Chiefs. He made his debut for the Chiefs, and he had a pretty good game. I've got to say, the Chiefs weren't the best defensively. A lot of mishaps, but again, the one really shiny thing I liked about this team was that Rashid Rice got himself a touchdown to get him back in at 7-7. But going to 7-14 going into the second, after Bell gets himself a touchdown. he came from free agency Bell, so he got himself a touchdown. Then what I liked, we come into the second half here, and this is where I think the Lions were actually feeling themselves. They're actually, because you could see both teams weren't really at their best going into the first half. They was feeling each other out, because again they're like, where should we go here? Like, what strategy should we go with? But Dan Campbell had a plan. He was cooking a fucking plan, and that's what I like. He's got a plan. He's organized. And then he's got a roster that's going to actually fucking die for him. And Jack Campbell, I've been critical of us drafting Jack Campbell. I've said in draft videos and preview videos in the last few months and in the last week or so, and especially when I did the draft recap months ago, I said, why the fuck we drafted Jack Campbell this early when we should have gone for like Trenton Simpson? But again, Jack Campbell did a good play here. You had Mahomes who did a play. He was doing it to Tony. I have to look up was Tony didn't have the best of games for the Chiefs. He throws the ball, tries to throw the ball. Tony Campbell intercepts. I think it was Tony, maybe it was Bell. I could be wrong with that, but it was Campbell intercepts, and then Mahomes goes for the second play. He's trying to throw it to Tony again, but the interception goes to Brian Branch, and then we're 7-14. We're 14-14 in the third. Brian Branch interception. He had a good game. Brian Branch. He had a really good game. 13-14. Then obviously with the field goal, 14-17. Then Brian Branch went off. I'm like, oh my god, he goes off. He went off. I thought, no, I hope the injury's not serious. But after the game, I went online and it comes out it was just cramp. So thank God it was just cramp, because he looked good in it. He looked good in this game, Brian Branch. He's going to be really good. I'm really excited to see a lot more of Brian Branch this year. To see what he does in the NFL, because this was his first game and he had a pretty good showing. He got himself his first touchdown of the year as well. Good interception and a touchdown. Then we go to David Montgomery, who gets his first touchdown of the year, and it goes 21-20. After that, somebody, one of the commentators was like, oh, why don't the Chiefs go for a punt? Again, why don't they punt the ball? Go for the punt team, put the punt team out. But they wanted to just go for it. It didn't work out for them. Like, you could have punted the ball, you would have been 21-21, would have gone in overtime, and then, you maybe would have won the game. But they just went for it. They didn't want the punt team on there. But it was what it was. We ran down the clock, got the win, and that's it. The Lions are on the board. Our first win, our first opening day win since the 2017 season. It's been 6 years since we've had an opening day win. And again, this was a good. Again, it was a good performance. I won't say it was a great, but it was a good performance. And again, a lot of some good positive things go out of here. Dave Montgomery looked good in the game. Jared Goff, he had some mishaps with the throwing and stuff, but again, it's Jared Goff. You're not really expecting really great stuff here, but Jared Goff. He's going to make some mistakes, whatever happens. He had some mishaps in the game, fumbled a couple of passes. Brian Branch looked good. Jack Campbell had a good game, and overall, Dan Campbell had a game plan, and he stuck to it, and he took it to the Chiefs. He was attacking at the Chiefs. He was running with the ball, passing the ball. He wasn't defending, and he wasn't going for it. Again, everybody was thinking, oh yeah, the Chiefs easy win for the Chiefs. No, the Lions got the fucking job done, and we're 1-0 now in the regular season. That sets us up well, because again it's gonna really set us up well for the rest of the year, because again we've gone against a Super Bowl contending team. We've just got to win on the road again. On the road. This is not at Ford Field. This is on the road at Arrowhead, where we've beaten the reigning defending Super Bowl champions. I know what happened last year when the Rams beat the Bills, beat the Rams last year. But this is a good start, especially with a team like the Lions, who again for many years and decades have been a dumpster fire. It's just a good start. I'm hoping that we can continue that in the upcoming weeks of the NFL, and we can actually get to the playoffs. Playoffs has to be the goal. We have to get to the playoffs this year. It has to be the goal, because the NFC North, like I've said before in the past, isn't the best, and we can win the NFC North and get a playoff place.